Tonight we report on a U.S. Navy member foiling an attempted robbery near Royal City, and free movies are coming to St. Cayuse Square in Moses Lake. What's happening in sports, Bob?
You bet, Alan. Big Ben hires a head volleyball coach, and the Mariners and Rays wrap up their 3-game series in Tampa. Let's take a quick glance at our Weather Center forecast.
Hello everyone, I'm Chaslyn Rodriguez. Some scattered showers, however, it looks like conditions will be improving around our area. I will have more details for you in just a bit.
I'm Alan Troop, and we have all this and much more on iFiber One News.
From the iFiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFiber One News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFiber One News, and it starts now.
A man sleeping in his car was awakened by someone attempting to rob him near Royal City early Tuesday morning. The victim reportedly pulled off of State Route 26 near Road S Southwest because he was tired and falling asleep at the wheel. He was awakened by a Caucasian man in his late 20s or early 30s, banging on the driver's side window with a knife and yelling at him to get out. According to the Grant County Sheriff's Office, the victim is actively serving in the U.S. Navy. The victim reached for a pistol in the car and opened the door. The suspect fled on foot after seeing the gun and got into a white or silver passenger car about 15 yards away. The victim reportedly fired 4 warning shots to scare the suspect. The suspect fled west toward Interstate 90. Law enforcement was not able to find the suspect. Ephrata School District teachers and their supporters marched through downtown Tuesday afternoon to protest the state legislature's failure to fully fund public education. Reporter Devin Higgins was there and has the story.
Tuesday's stormy weather let up long enough for the Ephrata Education Association to march downtown for an afternoon rally protesting the state legislature's funding of education. More than 100 teachers, students, and other supporters lined Basin Street and wrote postcards bound for Olympia. Association President Deanna Brown said getting the community involved in improving learning conditions for students sends a clear message to the legislature.
The reception's been great. We've been really excited about how the community's come out and support us. You can hear the honking and just kind of broad support, not only today, but over social media over the weekend. We had great community support, people sharing our posts and just kind of coming together around this topic that's really important to all of us. There are issues regarding funding that extend beyond our local communities. Our local communities are wonderful, and they time and time again come in and support our kids, and that the real issue is in Olympia with our legislators, and that's the message we really want to get across right now.
In Ephrata, Devin Higgins for iFiber One News.
A home was damaged by gunfire on Sunday in Larson. Grant County Sheriff's deputies responded to a home in the 1400 block of East Craig Street after a woman received a message from a friend about bullet holes in the residence. According to the Grant County Sheriff's Office, deputies found several bullet holes in the front of the home and spent shell casings in the front yard. The casings were sent to the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab for forensic analysis. No one was injured. An Othello police officer is accused of punching a man following a night of drinking with 2 other officers while they were off duty in December. Officer David Mullen recently pleaded not guilty in Adams County Superior Court for assault in the 4th degree and disorderly conduct. Chief Phil Schenk said Mullen is on paid administrative leave until the conclusion of the court charges. On December 10th, Mullen, Officer Brent McFarland, and Officer Ed Martinez were reportedly drinking at a bar in Othello. Mullen reportedly said they left the bar and went to his house, but left after deciding they needed more beer. Mullen reportedly taunted a citizen, pulled the victim from a car and punched him, splitting the victim's upper lip. An Othello police officer responded to a report about a fight and stated he saw the 3 officers fighting with 3 men. The case was referred to the Spokane County Prosecutor's Office to handle the prosecution. And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Just when I thought the blizzard couldn't get any better, DQ put the blizzard inside a waffle cone. This is mind-blowing. So when DQ asked me how I would tell the world, I said... Sounds better in Italian.
Pretty impressive, Liz. Any blizzard, like confetti cake, now in a fresh-baked waffle cone. This is fan food, not fast food.
Hello everyone, I'm Chaselyn Rodriguez from your One News Weather Center, brought to you by Bud Clary Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. A gradual increase in temperatures around our area within the next few days. The low pressure system gradually departing by Thursday, bringing us a decrease in rain chances. Dry conditions are expected around our area, with temperatures warming up above average for this time of year within the next few days. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at the almanac within the past 24 hours. Maximum temperatures in the lower 80s above the normal for this time of year, should be in the mid 70s. Now breaking that record high of 95 degrees, and that was in 1958. We started off the morning around the average in the lower 50s, and sun setting this evening at 8:42 p.m. And for Moses Lake, very similar conditions. Maximum temperature in the lower 80s, and we started off the morning with average temperatures for this time of year. Sun setting at 8:40 p.m. Record high of 89 degrees. Let's take a look at the conditions right now outside your door. Maximum temperatures in the lower 80s with abundant sunshine, and those winds coming through pretty calmly from the west up to 5 miles per hour. Conditions improving. The low pressure system exiting the area, bringing drier conditions along the inland northwest. Now increasing cloud cover. We're expecting partly to mostly cloudy skies by the weekend, and there's that chance of some showers along the Cascades and towards eastern parts of the region. Let's go ahead and take a look at those maximum temperatures towards the coastal area, from the upper 60s to lower 70s, upper 70s for Olympia. Mostly clear skies, and towards the Yakima Valley in the lower 90s, and towards the inland northwest, those maximum temperatures in the lower 80s with mostly clear skies. Let's take a closer look at our Columbia Basin. Maximum temperatures for Ephrata in the upper 80s, as well as towards Bridgeport and Royal City, and towards Moses Lake or around the region, temperatures from the mid to upper 80s with mostly sunny skies. Let's take a look at the extended forecast for the week. Abundant sunshine for Thursday with maximum temperatures in the upper 80s, and then coming into Friday, an increase in temperatures above the normal for this time of year. In the lower 90s, hot on Friday and on Saturday with mostly clear skies, and then a slight increase in humidity levels may bring us a threat of showers by Sunday into the beginning of the work week, and then a decrease in temperatures by Tuesday. Mostly cloudy skies in the upper 70s, and then by the second half of the work week we return to the lower 80s. Hope you enjoy this weekend. Now back to sports.
It's a wake up and smell the flowers thing. A kick cabin fever to the curb thing. It's a just gotta be me thing. It's a spring thing. And what better way to celebrate than in a new Toyota? Now with Spring Thing special offers, including financing as low as 0%, up to $2,000 in cash back, or special low payment leases. For Spring Thing special offers on all Toyota models, see any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
Bend volleyball has a new head coach. Joni Nagel takes over the helm of the Lady Viking program. Nagy is an Eastern Washington native. She was a first-team all-region player at Spokane Falls Community College and first-team all-conference at Montana State University Northern. Nagy earned NAIA All-American honors her senior year and was an assistant coach for the team in 2014. The Mariners finished off a 3-game sweep of the Rays behind some spectacular pitching. M's ace, Felix Hernandez, threw a complete game shutout, giving up only 4 hits while striking out 8. It's the second complete game shutout for Felix this season and the 11th of his career. Rays starter Chris Archer was terrific, going 8 innings, giving up 2 hits while recording 12 strikeouts. But it was the boomstick, Nelson Cruz, giving the M's the lead in the 9th. Cruz launched a 3-run homer over the fence, his 18th of the season. The win brings the M's back to 500 at 23-23. Seattle is back in action tomorrow for a 4-game homestand with the Cleveland Indians. The Seahawks held their first set of OTAs Tuesday. Here's a couple of things we've learned. Coach Pete Carroll has adjusted practice time tempo to make a concerted effort to abide by the NFL's non-contact rule during off-season workouts. Absent from the voluntary sessions were Cliff Averill, Jimmy Graham, and Russell Wilson. All were excused to take care of personal issues. Safety Earl Thomas didn't practice as he continues to recover from off-season shoulder surgery. Thomas and Robert Turbin, who also went under the knife to repair his hip, is expected back for the opening of training camp. Well, the sports world was rocked by arrests at the top of the biggest soccer organization on the planet yesterday. U.S. officials say they have jurisdiction to file corruption charges against FIFA. CNN's Andrew Spencer has the details.
Whichever nation hosts the World Cup potentially receives a multi-billion-dollar economic boost.
Qatar.
And the decision to select Qatar to host the World Cup in 2022 has since become a controversial one. The small Middle Eastern country won the right to host the Cup over Japan, South Korea, Australia, and the United States. Officials have been under heavy scrutiny amid allegations of corruption in the selection process for both the 2022 Cup and the 2018 World Cup in Russia. FIFA's Ethics Committee hired an independent investigator, later announcing no evidence of corruption and no reason to reopen the bidding process. But that investigator would distance himself from those claims, and the FBI would proceed with its investigation, ultimately resulting in today's charges. The American television market is one of the biggest for the World Cup, with networks paying billions of dollars for the right to broadcast. For that reason, U.S. authorities say they do have jurisdiction to file the corruption charges. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
Good luck to all the local gals and guys participating on the links at state today and tomorrow. Warden and Moses Lake softball heads to state Friday. State soccer and track and field championships will be determined this weekend as well. We'll be back after this break.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our spotlight story tonight is about Coulee City Last Stand rodeo queen Tammy Dinas, a senior at Central Washington University, representing Coulee City at rodeos across the state. Reporter Jeff Chu has her story.
She's best known as the queen of the Last Stand Rodeo in Coulee City. Besides that, Tammy Dynas is a senior at Central Washington University who works a side job at a truck stop. She also rides the rodeo circuit as a professional barrel racer. As Coulee City's rodeo queen, Tammy rides high in the saddle, but her job comes with some big responsibilities. Born and raised in Soap Lake, Tammy represents Coulee City at rodeos around Washington State. She hopes to expand her travels this year.
I've raised about as much as I raised last year, a couple thousand, 3,000, and it helps get me down the road, fuel, mainly fuel. I drive the truck and trailer, so I have a place to stay, and I'm hoping this year to expand down to Calgary and hit more rodeos out in Oregon and Idaho and get our great rodeo that we have here in Washington outside the state a little bit.
Tammy traveled all the way to Western Washington last year. Tammy rounded up several rodeo queens from around the state to the Last Stand Rodeo. They included Miss Rodeo Washington, Miss Moses Lake, Miss Kitsap, Miss Ritzville, Miss Spokane, and the U.S. Navy Queens. Tammy holds high praise for her supporters in Coulee City.
My committee's just wonderful. They're super supportive. They love that I don't just, be the queen for them, but I also get to compete, and then I get to enjoy the sport that I love.
Coulee City Last Stand Rodeo Association President Pete Theory feels the same about Tammy.
The nice thing about it is Tammy's just taken on representing us, and she pretty much governs what she does, but she does a really nice job of it. The fact that she's a contestant as well really helps.
Theory says when he took on his leadership role 12 years ago, the rodeo was in dire financial straits and about to shut down. That's all changed. The Professional Rodeo Cowboy Association's Columbia River Circuit honored the Last Stand Rodeo as Best Small Rodeo of 2014. Queen Tammy's mother, Robin Dynas, is her daughter's biggest promoter, support system, and chief photographer. Together, they travel hundreds of miles to represent Coulee City's rodeo.
I'm really proud of my daughter. I'm proud of what she represents and the hard work she puts into what she does. I'm proud of the way she represents not only how to be a queen, but how rodeo is a part of that to her. It's really important to her that everybody understands that she is a cowgirl.
Robin recalled their longest trip to rodeos in Vancouver, Washington, Eugene, Oregon, Malala, Oregon, and back to Toppenish, Washington.
Cowboy Christmas, that was quite a trail. 900 miles in about 4 days.
The long-distance travel requires fundraising. It's a reality Tammy is all too familiar with.
Been doing fundraising since I was a little girl. This queen thing comes with a lot of fundraising.
To donate to Tammy's travel expenses, contact Pete Theory at 509-632-5309. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
And my horse is gonna.
And we'll be right back after this.
Have you been to iFiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away. With news, sports, and weather, you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting iFiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your number one news source in the Columbia Basin is iFiber1.com. Check it out today. What's white and yellow and red all over? If you said the local book telephone directory, the one with the purple sunset on the cover, then you're right. In print and online at statewideyp.com, it features up-to-date local maps, community information, and a calendar of events. With a restaurant dining guide with full local menus and a reverse directory, you're sure to find the number you're looking for. It's the best way to get the information you need. Pick up a copy of the local book today or visit statewideyp.com.
Welcome back. Free movies are coming to Moses Lake's Sincayus Square this summer. According to Executive Director Jasmine de Beaumont, the Moses Lake Business Association is looking for sponsors to help fund the movie series. The city of Moses Lake canceled its movie series in McCosh Park due to a budget shortfall. Movies are scheduled for Friday nights, and they are Goonies on July 3rd, Up on July 17th, and Wizard of Oz on August 14th. Each movie costs $1,000 to show. De Beaumont thanks the Moses Lake Parks and Recreation Department, Lioness Club of Moses Lake, Dale Roth Productions, and Inland Cellular for supporting the movie series. For more information or to help sponsor the series, call the Moses Lake Business Association at 509-764-1745. Dozens of crosses made by Soap Lake High School students were placed at the graves of veterans at Valley View Cemetery on Monday for Memorial Day. Reporter Jeff Chu has the details.
Soap Lake High School students in woodshop teacher Landra Kosa's class made 75 crosses that were placed on the graves of veterans at Valley View Cemetery for Memorial Day in Soap Lake. Soap Lake Cub Scout Pack 44 then helped the students place the crosses. Students involved say the volunteer work was satisfying. Sophomore Nazar Oderchuk and senior Jason Hellowell shared similar views on the project.
Helping out the community and doing a good thing for the veterans.
To kind of support all the people that made our country the way it is, free and all that stuff.
Teacher Landra Kosa said she believed the project was a good community service. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
A registered sex offender is serving 5 days in jail for giving alcohol to minors. David Rice, a 26-year-old man, pleaded guilty in Grant County Superior Court to furnishing alcohol to minors. Prosecutors initially charged Rice with communication with a minor for immoral purposes and assault in the 4th degree. The charges were dropped as part of a plea agreement. Rice faced up to a year in jail, but the judge followed the attorney's recommendation and sentenced Rice to 180 days in jail with 175 days suspended for the next 2 years. Rice was convicted of child molestation in 2005 and is listed as a level 3 sex offender. Soap Lake Police learned Rice was spending time with a group of teenagers in 2013, including a 16-year-old girl. He purchased alcohol for the teens on multiple occasions. In Northwest news, thousands of seabirds off the coast of Astoria, Oregon, are being killed to protect endangered salmon and steelhead. The Army Corps of Engineers started the controversial operation over the weekend. Reporter Simon Gutierrez explains why the operation has some people upset.
At the Wildlife Center of the North Coast, volunteers work to save Oregon seabirds like the double-crested cormorant. They have 2 right now.
They're tough little creatures. Eagles don't even like messing with the cormorant so much.
Folks here were sickened to hear that beginning over the holiday weekend, the Army Corps of Engineers has started a program to cull the birds. Its management plan calls for shooting thousands of adults and pouring vegetable oil over nests with eggs to suffocate them.
I think it's barbaric. I don't think they should be killing.
East Sand Island, just off the coast of Astoria, is home to the largest breeding colony of double-crested cormorants in North America, nearly 13,000 birds. The Army Corps wants to cut that number to right around 5,000. The whole operation is designed to protect another species, salmon, which are the cormorant's favorite snack and are an endangered species.
Well, they eat all the babies, so they don't get along too good with fishermen.
Most fishermen in Astoria, like Brant Tarabakia, support what the Corps is doing.
They got to do something about them because thousands of them. We see thousands of them every day.
But the Wildlife Center, along with groups like the Audubon Society, think it's the wrong approach. They even filed a lawsuit to stop it, arguing salmon would be better helped by changes to the Columbia's dams. But they lost, and now they're living with the harsh reality of the Army Corps' management plan.
It doesn't seem like something the military should be doing, wildlife management.
And that's going to do it for us here at iFiber One News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.